Welcome to Comadres y Comics. Comadres y Comics is a podcast hosted by 3 Latina women.
We highlight the Latinx presence in the comic book industry as creators, characters, and fans.
Join us as we talk chisme, comics, fandom, and beer. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Comadres y Comics Las Plàticas edition. Now, Kristen, who is in studio today?
Well, today, during our Las Plàticas, which, as a reminder, is a show hosted by us beautiful Comadres y Comics co-hosts, where we meet creators and friends to talk about upcoming projects and events and all-around awesome news in the Latinx comic community. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with guest Rafael Flores Jr. Rafael is a comic book writer, creator, and a public library assistant from Fort Worth, Texas. In 2022, he studied cinematic comic book writing at the Fancy Joe Kubert School and was a double negative space finalist in their first ever short comic contest. After publishing his first 2 short comics, The Return of Camazotz and Mother Wolf and Cubs, Grim Core Studios, headed by old Comadres y Comics friend Daniel Grimm, invited Rafael to turn his Camazotz short into a 3-part series and graphic novel under the New Horror publisher. So, with a script written by Flores, edited by Daniel Grimm, and with amazing artwork from Brazilian artist Azrael Aguiar, The Return of Camazotz, the Mayan Gothic horror story series was born. Well received and read throughout the world with glowing reviews, it currently has a 5-star rating on Amazon and over 4,000 views on the digital comic app Global Comics. Rafael has a passion for telling dark, Gothic stories infused with Mexican culture and identity. Welcome, Rafael. Thank you so much for being a guest.
Yay. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
I'm very enthralled by the Return of Camazotz poster behind you. There you go. I love that art, and I've been looking through your Kickstarter and looking at all the variant covers. Very, very cool, and we'll get to that. So before we get to all of that, we'd love for you to share with our listeners, for those who might not know you yet, to have you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in comics.
Okay, so my name is Rafael Flores Jr. I've been a comic book writer for the past about 3 years now, at least professionally. Before that, I was writing short stories, writing screenplays, making short films, and going to college and just becoming a librarian or a library assistant.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and I knew that while I was also working at one of the libraries, I started working at a comic book store. So I knew I wanted to learn how to write comic books. That's kind of the whole reason why I even became a librarian, was because I knew I'd be surrounded by all the books that I need to really learn the craft of writing and all the amazing sources of inspiration from movies, comics. So fast forward, I took some classes online at the Joe Kubert School. One was writing cinematic comics, and it was taught by Blake Northcott, who worked on Catwoman, Heavy Metal magazine. So she taught us a lot about comic book structure, the process of making a comic book, collaborating with artists. So that kind of got by this time I was already kind of getting my feet wet. I was doing short comics. But after learning this, I was ready to tackle something longer. After my short comic, The Return of Camazotz, which was just a 2-page kind of a teaser, came out, I entered it in a contest, Negative Space, 2022. It was their first short comic contest, and I was actually a finalist with that short and another short I did, Mother Wolf and Cubs. Mother Wolf and Cubs is this samurai werewolf story. That's where the Mother Wolf and Cubs comes from. And that caught the attention of Daniel Grimm, who was already kind of keeping an eye on me as someone up and coming. And he was like, "Hey, like this Kamazotz thing, you really need to focus on it. I'll help you out. I'll be your editor. I'll be your publisher." And at that point, that was really what I needed at that point because I'd kind of been doing it just on my own and not really knowing what I was doing, just kind of reading everything I could or online or at the library that I could about the process and the business side of it. So having Daniel there to really hold my hand throughout this whole process has been amazing and very beneficial to me. And yeah, we've been making the Return of Camazotz for 3 years now. This is the last issue coming up, and I'm so excited. I'm so proud of the work that we've done. And yeah, I just can't wait to keep it going and keep making more comics.
That is such
That's
an
awesome.
amazing origin story. My God. You know, I met Daniel Grimm back in Nerdtino in Pennsylvania, like years
Hmm.
ago,
That's
and
right.
he had just like started uh, working with Concrete Comics as the editor,
Mm-hmm.
and then he
Hmm.
became editor in chief, and he just started growing. He told two different stories, and it was just amazing to see him progress and grow in his own right, and then started Grimm Studios, which I thought was
Hmm.
really, really cool. So that is amazing. That's an amazing origin story. What
Thank
is
you.
Yeah.
what is
And
the? I'm so sorry. Go ahead, Jen.
I would say, and what a way to debut with a Return of Camazotz. That's
Yeah,
oh
for real. I agree.
yeah.
I couldn't have planned it out any better. Couldn't have been more excited and happy for this being my debut comic. As someone who's been trying to do it for so long and been trying and failing to get like projects off the ground, for this to be my first, and I'm just so proud and happy for it. So
Mhm.
Yay.
Well, we're happy for it too. um, what
thank
is
you.
Return of Kamasot about, and what inspired you to tell this story? And I really loved it. After the first issue, I was just like, I want to know more about what's going on with the mom character.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, I'm like patiently waiting to know how this three issue story ends. But
Hmm.
I hope that you continue it actually, because I think,
Yeah.
yeah. But I'm just rambling around. Tell the audience more about it.
So, The Return of Kamazot is a three-part graphic novel. We released it in three parts. It's finally going to be collected in a graphic novel. It's about these twin brothers, Victor and Vincent, who go to Mexico just to kind of have some closure with their deceased mother, who passed away through tragic means. They're there to kind of get some closure from that. Along the way, they stumble into a Mayan ball court. They cause some noise, some ruckus, and this awakens the bat god of death, Kamazotz. And then in the first issue, one of them they both get attacked, and now one of them is cursed to become the next reincarnation of Kamazotz. And it's a gothic tale. It's got Latino Chicano characters in it, exactly like me, like the type of people that I grew up knowing and my family,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's something I wanted to do was to have like cool gothic Latino characters in it. Um, and yeah, I mean it's a three-part series. This final part that will get revealed on what happened with the mother, her
Mm-hmm.
sacrifice for the her sons, and then it's just gonna get crazy. I'm not sure how far y'all have read, if y'all read all three issues or just the two issues, but we're
I
really
read
proud
all
of.
three, so I
we're
know.
really I'm really proud of that third issue. I'm really proud of
Yeah.
that last page. The whole story. I think whenever readers finally get
Oh
it.
my god, that last page! Like I was like, you get a little lead up, you see the reaction of one of the characters, and
Hmm.
I was not expecting that,
Hmm.
but I actually really loved
Thank you, thank you.
it.
I've
And
only
it's
read up to book 2.
hopefully the third one really. I love that twist at the end.
Yes.
So I've really loved the process of writing this book. It's been a very fun process to write it and to plot it out and have the twists and stuff. So I'm happy whenever I hear people say they loved it. So
I very much did.
Well, I can't wait for that. I wanted to wait till I got to see more of your Kickstarter and back it because I backed the first two. I haven't gotten around to reviewing this third Kickstarter project you've done, but I'm definitely going to back it. I mean, I'm a fan, period.
thank
So, Return of Camazotz celebrates indigenous and Latinx mythology, which we don't often see in mainstream comics. What does it mean to you to share those cultural roots through your storytelling?
I mean, it's everything to me. I mean, this is something that isn't really around out there on shelves at comic book stores, your movie, local movie theater. These types of stories don't get a spotlight. They don't really get. A lot of times they don't even get made because it's expensive to make stories, comic books, movies, etc. So, um, for Latino creators to actually do the work and get stuff made, I think that's amazing. That's an amazing thing, and it should be spotlighted. I think to have like Mayan mythology within a comic book that's about like Chicano characters. I just think that's just me personally wanting what I wanted, to see from a comic book. Like Batman, why hasn't Batman, gone against Kamazats, and like why haven't they done this like long arc for a story? I think it's just right there in the it's all in the mythology too, and that's what it was really fun researching the mythology, learning about it. I'll give a shout out to David Bowles, who wrote Feathered Serpent, Dark Heart of Sky. That was like almost like a retelling of the Mayan texts, the codexes. And in that book and in those codexes is a story about the Mayan hero twins and their encounter with Kamazats, where Kamazats comes and takes the head off of one of them. And I took that little bit of story and I wanted to make like a just a gothic horror story out of that because I felt like it was just a perfect way to do it. I'm a big horror movie fan, so I wanted to add horror movie elements like American Werewolf in London and like even gothic elements like The Crow, which are just
Mhm.
movies that I grew up watching. And to have gothic Latino characters with Mayan mythology, I mean that's just so cool to me. I mean
It
that's
just
everything I want. So
fits. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
yeah,
love
it
it. I
just fits perfect.
100% agree. Yeah.
Well, we just had David on in an interview 2 episodes ago, and you're so absolutely right. He's so knowledgeable about so many different things, and he's such an amazing writer. So it's really cool that you kind of use one of his stories as the influence for your Return of Camazotz. And you kind of are touching upon it in your answer to the last question, but I was wondering how you approach blending ancient myth and everything that you learned about Kamazotz and all the surrounding other mythology with modern themes, but still hold on to cultural authenticity.
For me personally, it was just doing a ton of research into what Kamazatz was. I took everything, every article I could find on Kamazatz, I read it. So there was a lot of differing opinions on what Kamazatz was and who he was and what he represented. But I kind of took everything and I kind of
Mhm.
applied it all together. So one of the big things that I kept running into was this idea that Kamazatz. Some people will say Kamazatz is like this one deity, like this one singular god. Other people will say no, Kamazatz is a group of bats that live in Shabalba, like they're collectively called Kamazatz. And so I saw that while I was doing the research, and I was like, well, which one is it? And so I kind of took them both. I was like, I guess it's both. To me it's both because the mythology, the way I see it, the mythology is ever evolving. It's never there's no end to it. So just because some text says it, written thousands of years ago, doesn't mean that that hasn't evolved to what it is now today. And I talked to David actually about this, and David was in agreement with me that it is both. There is one singular Kamazatz, and there is a group of Kamazats, collectively known as Kamazats, and there's a one ruler, and he is like the lord of or the ruler of Kamazats. So that was something that I kind of just internally kind of realized on my own while I was doing the research. But I applied that into the story because I wanted it to be very truthful and respectful to the source. Some things I learned were about how the origin of Kamazats was through Zapotec Indians in Oaxaca, Mexico. So I set the story in that place. There's something the shadowy cult like thing going on in the background of the story. So that's kind of like the cult of Kamazats. That's where it all starts. So I don't really. I think I did a good job honoring the source material of the Mayan hero twins and Kamazats. But what I wanted to really do was kind of reinvent it or give it some new life, give it some new a new color, and just kind of add to the mythology. Not really just retell it exactly as it is, but to like kind of use it and be faithful to it, but then to kind of do something different with it after you get started. Kind of
Absolutely.
keep the mythology going and evolving.
It wasn't until we actually read your book the first time that I learned so much about Kamazotz, and I love bats. Bats are my favorite animal. And
Me
so
too.
I did a lot of research just when we read your book and learned so much about that. And it really is a loss to Latinos that we don't learn about a lot of the mythology that has been passed down. Had been passed down for generations, but then erased through colonization
Hmm.
and all of that kind of stuff. And so, learning about this kind of mythology that has existed and exists is so interesting to me. And for it to be a bat is just even more so very cool. So, and for listeners who are watching, you guys will all notice that I'm wearing my Kamazotz hat because I love bats, and a friend bought me this hat, and I was like, it's amazing because we are doing this interview and it's the perfect debut for my hat. So thank you so much for doing this story, for writing this story, and bringing it in front of the eyes of so many people through comics, because there's just a lot of loss of our culture and history, and when these kinds of books get made is an opportunity to bring it to the forefront.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah,
that was a lot of
absolutely.
the reason why I wanted to do it. Like the one of the reasons why I made it feel so much like a American Werewolf in London or like a horror movie is because I knew that if I did that, people will be able to accept the mythology part going on because they'll be
Hmm.
like, well, this is actually kind of like something that I'm familiar with. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of important if whenever you're retelling these stories or you want to use them. Um, Sometimes people can just kind of like be like, what is this? Is like Kamazui? They're like they don't know how to pronounce the name.
Hmm.
They
And
get
this is like
scared.
so many people. Yeah, they get scared. They get intimidated by the name. And it's okay. I understand. Like I was like just sound it out. Yeah, it's just like Kamazatz there's different pronunciations.
Mhm.
But I think it's just a cool idea, and I think he should be more known. So that was kind of the reasons why I wanted to make him my main kind of figure in the comic.
Mhm.
That's pretty awesome. I like how you talked about a lot about the research portion of your book and creating it. Can you tell us more about how you build your team and develop the look and tone of the comic?
Sure. So I met Azriel just online through like one of those Facebook groups
Yeah,
where
Oh,
artists
can
are looking for
can I interrupt
Um,
because his name
sure.
sounds like some kind of like demon from like I don't know what. I love
The double A's, yeah.
it.
I mean, that was another big thing when I saw his artwork and I saw his name Azriel and my name's Raphael. I just kind of knew like I it was like a match and made in heaven.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of his artwork. I love his Mike Mignola esque like style,
Mhm.
and because I'm a big fan of Hellboy and Mike
Yeah.
Mignola's work, and I wanted to tell gothic stories like that. And he was already kind of doing that with his artwork, and I felt like he needed a project to really sink his teeth into, like mind the pun, but like something that was really going to show off his artwork and his skills, and because like I knew what he could do, but I felt like he didn't have the story to really show that off. And I think now with Kamazat's coming out, everybody can see his artwork, and like it's happening. Like he's getting deals off of it,
ooh,
so.
really?
Yeah, and I'm really proud of him. I mean, he's
Yeah,
done so
you
much.
helped him build his portfolio.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that's an honor. Like to
Mhm.
write something that's gonna help an artist advance their career. That's I mean, you want to do that. You want to collab like that, and it works
Mhm.
simultaneously. Like he's helping me out, I'm helping him out.
Um,
Yeah.
just from the first issue, I remember talking and then revisiting the first issue and reading all three. I remember when we were talking about it that Mignola is actually a great comparison, but I even said there were some panels and some splash pages that reminded me of Francesco Francavilla, and I'm such a huge Francavilla fan. And so that really stood out to me. So regardless if it's Francavilla or Mignola, to be compared to just is amazing. It shows what amazing skills he has and what a great artist he is.
Yeah, and like after we did that short comic, that's what Grimcore discovered us. He helped us find a letterer, a logo designer, all the cover artists who have done variant covers for us. He's helped us find them. People have actually reached out after like the first issue came out, saying how much they loved it and they wanted to work on a cover for us. So that's been
Oh,
really cool to
wow.
hear. So it's been it's been a journey, and me and Azrael kind of been at the center of it all. But it's been great to see just the reaction from also the other creators in the business.
That's amazing. And
Very, very
was he
cool.
also the colorist of?
Yes, he was the colorist in the original short comic. We hired a colorist, but for this graphic novel, he really wanted to push himself and become and do the color. He had a whole I don't really know what to call it, but like basically references of where he was going to pull the colors from and things like Suspiria was
Oh, a
there.
color palette. Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah,
so
color
cool.
palette.
Yeah.
Things like Akira Kurosawa's like Ron, I think.
Mm.
Just like these really cool movies, and he's a really good artist, colorist now. But it was really cool to see him kind of grow that skill as we were going.
Yeah, because I really like those kind of like kind of turquoise kind of tones. It really
Mm,
kind of set the mood because of like, the ruins, and then being um, after he was hurt, where he was at, and all those kind of like the mood that it created with
mhm.
the color. I really found that really, really cool. I really thought that was cool.
He appreciates that.
And you had kind of touched upon it earlier, but are there any particular pages or panels that really blew you away once you saw like the finished art, or that like the artist was just so like, this is exactly how I imagined it, no notes, you did great.
Mhm. The final page is like my favorite page in the entire book. That page, I can look at that page, I can like every day and just cry a little bit. um, but I mean, other than that, like I mean, almost every page that he's turned in has been amazing. And like,
Mhm.
I remember with the first issue, it was also kind of like the last page or the last couple pages where I kind of go doing that dream sequence. I love the way that looked. In the second issue, anything with like Eatsley in it is like my favorite because I love Eatsley.
Mhm.
It's funny whenever whenever I was writing the story, um, I didn't really have too much in mind for the Itzy character, but as I kept writing it and as I was going through the process of writing it, she quickly became like one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
So I really love her character and I'm excited to keep telling that one. So
I'm looking at the last page right now, and I can see why it's one of your favorites. So, as someone who's also a filmmaker, how does your background in film shape the way that you write and visualize comics?
so I've been a long time comic book fan, reader. So I felt like I could write comics pretty intuitively just from having read them so long.
Right.
But I think working as a filmmaker for a couple years, as when I was going to college, writing scripts, screenplays, learning about structure, um, learning how to tell a story and like with a short budget, a small budget, those types of things really helped me out. I feel like when I wrote this, I wrote it like I was gonna almost direct it, like I was gonna like write a screenplay almost. But like as I was going, I had to keep reminding myself like this isn't a movie. Like I'm not gonna shoot this. Like we don't have a budget. Like I can be as imaginative, as crazy, as wild. Like I gotta remind myself that because I think one of the problems with doing film school or like learning how to write screenplays is that you typically try to write them in a budget that's like very
Oh.
small or
Right.
it might be like one or three locations or what have you. But
You can
So
blow up as
whenever
many buildings as you want in a comic.
exactly, and that was
You
like
don't
something
have
I
to
had to
worry
break.
about.
That was something I had to break out of while I was writing this, and I think I'm gonna get better at it too as I keep going, because
Hmm.
I love comic books. I love that you can tell whatever kind of story you want with them, and it doesn't have to be reliant on a budget. So yeah.
That's kind of cool, actually. You have a campaign right now for Return of Camazotz currently active right now. It's live, everyone. Tell us more about the campaign and what it's funding.
So this is the final Kickstarter campaign for the Return of Camazotz. It's going to be the third, all three issues, 1 through 3, plus the graphic novel. So if you've been a long time supporter, you got the first 2 issues, and you just want the third issue, you can get it. If you want, the third issue and you want the graphic novel, you can get that as well. Or if you're like a new reader, you're a new fan, and you just want the graphic novel, you can get that as well. So it's a good entryway for both old readers and new fans. We're gonna have 4 different variant covers for the issue number 3, so you can pick out whichever one you want.
They're
If you want to
all
collect,
awesome.
yeah, yeah, it could be a little hard to pick out which one you want. Still get them all, and then we have 2 different variant covers for the graphic novel. We have a regular cover, and then we have a limited cover that's going to be just for the Kickstarter. That limited cover is really cool. I'm excited to have that on my shelf. I'm excited to have the graphic novel on my shelf in general, because it's been a long work in progress. And on top of all of that, we have some digital, you can buy it digitally. We also got an indie digital bundle where you can get our book, or that's an add-on, so you can get a bunch of other indie creators' books digitally. John Avina is going to be in there. Jose Cardenas, just a bunch of other cool indie comic book creators. That's a really good tier to get. And yeah, we're just very excited to finally have it done, have it ready. So this is like a celebration of its completion. So just go wild, get whatever you want, and and I appreciate the support. So thank you.
Right on.
Yeah, no, definitely. And do you guys have any like stretch goals, like any other exclusive like you mentioned the limited edition like Kickstarter variant cover, but any
Mhm.
other exclusive perks, any like artwork that you can buy along with the whatchamacallit, along with the comic?
So each physical tier comes with a poster. It's
Mhm.
going to be an Eatsley poster. Other than that, it's I think it's just the comics and the graphic novels. Um, yeah.
Very cool. Exciting for the poster. I like, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there
So
was a poster, so
Oh
cool.
wait, no, I didn't want to mention one thing.
Mhm.
I also have a manga one shot that is going to be
Oh,
premiering
okay.
as a well. You can buy it as a PDF now. And this is
Mhm.
the first time it's been available to read and purchase. Right now, I've just been selling it at conventions, and the reception has been really great from the people who have bought it. So I'm excited for people to read that. It's called "The Girl in the Green," no, "The Girl in the Black Ribbon," and it's
Mhm.
based off the story, "The Girl with the Green Ribbon."
From Scary
Um,
Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Yes,
Yes, I
yeah.
love that. That's one of my
And
favorite stories. Yeah.
that one's a really fun manga project that I did. My first time doing a manga style comic. Because I don't know, I love manga, I love anime, I love American comics as well, so I wanted to do both.
Yeah.
awesome. Well, I don't know if you know this, but I'm also a retailer. So I don't think I saw a retailer tier on your as
No,
part
I don't think
of
we don't have
one of
one,
them, but
unfortunately.
I would highly recommend you can add it on at any time, because we would definitely love to have your book in the shop. And it's really a cool thing to be able to offer retailers that and be able to kind of be a straight shot to getting into shops,
Yeah.
which is honestly, shops need more Latino comics. You kind of already mentioned the last page, and some people could kind of see that as a cliffhanger. So I'm wondering, is this graphic novel 3 issue series gonna just be a standalone story, or is this the beginning of a larger series or even universe that you're gonna continue to tell stories in?
It's definitely the latter. So this is gonna be the first of many stories that we'll tell in this universe. Um,
Nice.
we wanted to have it like have an end so that it's not just we're leaving you constant. I mean, we are leaving you on a cliffhanger, but we want it to be like a somewhat end so that at least we can have some time to rest and think about what the next story is going to be, so
Yeah.
that we can get ready, and also it gives us time to really get the feedback from the first story and really apply that. So we're going to take a little bit of break after this graphic novel comes out, but I think it's going to eventually come back. So
Do you
Right
have any
on.
inkling of what direction you might be going?
just that it's gonna be the same characters. I want to continue the story of the same characters. And if you read that last page, that gives you a feel of what's gonna happen right after. It's gonna take it's gonna she's we'll just say Easley takes kind of center stage on the
Yeah.
next part. So
Pretty
Super excited.
I
cool.
do have
I
a
liked Italy a
maybe I
lot
should
too.
just I've been like hiding the title of it because I have a title for it.
Oh.
But I've been thinking
Oh.
about hiding it, but I think I'm just going to say it because I don't think anyone's going to take it.
Yeah.
It's going to be it's going to be called The Bride of Camazotz.
Oh, okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so exciting. I can't wait. That is so cool. Please share with
To
our
be
listeners.
announced, to be
Yes.
determined. Yeah.
Oh, no,
It
seriously,
might
can't
change,
wait.
You never
Nothing
know.
set in stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Please share with the listeners where they can find you online and continue to support you and your projects.
You can follow me at Kamazotz Comics on basically every social media app out there in existence because we have to have them all because we promote on every one of them. You can follow the publisher at Grimcore Studios or Grimcore Horror on social media. You can also just find the webpage at grimcorestudios.com. That's where you'll find most of my work because I'm also a co-owner of Grimcore Studios, and so a lot of my stuff that I'm going to be publishing is going to be through the Grimcore Studios. So always stay up to date with them. It's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming out after Kamazotz. So I'm excited for people to finally get some stuff coming out from us.
Yes,
That's
we've
really
been
exciting.
we've been anticipating all of the stuff that he's always has, what do you say, like 50 different
Yeah.
forks in the fire,
Yep.
whatever, however the saying goes. I don't think he sleeps.
I don't think
So
he does either. He wakes me up with these early texts.
so
Just like, bro,
we
did you sleep at all?
we haven't actually spoken to him. We had an interview with him many years ago, but we haven't spoken to him to get any updates. We need to get him on the show so we can
Mhm.
get an update on everything that the publishing company is doing. But yeah, I'm looking forward to all of it. And if this is the introductory comic to what's to come, then it can only be more amazing things.
Yeah.
I actually had a question. We have a segment on our podcast called Chisme de la Semana. And my question is, do you have any chisme besides only your project coming from Grimcore Studios
That you can
Uh,
share with us.
that you can share?
is this like, are you asking like me if I have like news on other projects other than mine or projects that are mine?
Yeah, other projects coming
Both.
out of Grimcore Studios that you
I
can
don't
like
think
chisme.
I can't reveal much. A lot of them are going to be Latino creators, writers, and artists. There's going to be, I mean, it's going to be horror. We're going to be doing not just Latino like based, I guess, like Mayan or Aztec horror, but other mythologies as well. And yeah, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I've been just now that I've become the co-owner, I'm starting to get some pieces of things that people are working on. There's going to be a lot of really cool, I think, not just scary, but like really smart, scary, like smart horror, where it's like it has a real story
Thriller-esque.
to tell. Yeah, kind of like A23 or whatever it's called.
A24,
A24.
yes. I love
Yeah, yeah.
A24 movies.
I think that's gonna be our style of horror. It's not gonna
Mhm.
be just like blood and like Freddy Krueger or Jason Voorhees killing people. I
Yeah.
think our horror is gonna be a lot more interesting, and I'm excited for people to see it.
Well,
Whoa.
you kind of shared some chisme with us already because you mentioned that you are co-owner and you also have you had shared with us that there's also some other titles that you have that haven't been announced yet. So
We can announce them actually now because they were announced now. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So what's the announcement, Rafael?
So I am the co-owner. My official title is a COO, Chief Operating Officer. Some of my roles will be being an editor for a lot of the new books that are coming out from other creators. I'll also be doing some of the marketing, and I'll also be really trying to help Grimcore get into libraries, comic book stores, and bookstores.
Well, I am your connection to comic book shops.
Mhm.
I would recommend you get in touch with Comics Pro, which is the professional group of comic retailers, and we can make connections after, and I can help you to do that because it really is a really amazing book, and I do think it deserves to be in many more stores.
I appreciate that. That'll be so helpful for us.
Absolutely.
This has been so exciting. I'm so glad we got to get some really juicy chisme today. And we were really happy to get everything about Grimcore Studios and also about the Return of Camazotz. I am a big fan. Just 100%.
Mhm.
Like I was like, you guys have to read this. Like we got to read this. So just I can't wait. I'm just really excited for everything that's coming from Grimcore Studio. So thank you so much for sharing that with us, and thank you for being on our show. Really appreciate it. And we are just like everybody out there. You better get on that. Go to the Kickstarter and support this because it's amazing.
Yeah, how
right?
many more days are there? I want to just see so people can
I'm
know.
not sure. I think maybe 25-ish.
Oh, a
Could
good
be a
amount
little
of
less than
time.
that, somewhere around that. I kind of lose
24
track of
days
time.
to go.
Okay, there you go.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, you guys heard it here first, and don't forget, go out there and support this Kickstarter. You will not regret it, and if you do regret it, you can come talk to me. I'm right here. Thank you so much
I
for being on
appreciate
the
that.
show, and just thank you for sharing your time with us. And very very excited about anything. Please let us know when all your projects are going to be active on a Kickstarter. Just let us know. Thank you so much. We have been your host. I'm Sarah.
I'm Kristen.
And I'm Jen.
And I'm Raphael. And please like and subscribe.
Yay.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you guys. I appreciate y'all.